Eat freshly baked, delicious croissants in Paris. See the amazing Northern Lights. Or bungee jump in beautiful Switzerland. No matter who you are or where you come from, most of us have goals and aspirations, things we've always dreamt of doing and experiencing during our lifetimes. Most of us have a bucket list, and I am no different. So 2 years ago, as I was standing at a shoreline about to get on a boat, I was super excited about checking this experience off my bucket list. Along with over 300 other passengers, a boat was going to take us across to an island. Now, if you're thinking palm trees swaying in the wind, white exotic sandy beaches, or ladies all decked out in bikinis, think again. Because this was not your ordinary island. This was one of the world's most iconic sites, which had the world's most famous prison, which had held the world's most famous prisoner, Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela. I was in Cape Town, South Africa, and I was going to Robben Island. Now the day was bright and sunny. The air was pregnant with anticipation. Here we were, over 300 different people from all over the world. Yet our excitement was just the same. The boat, aptly named the Madiba, was gigantic. It was a floating cinema with rows and rows of seats and massive movie screens everywhere. Then Zimba and his safety team, all decked out in khaki shorts, came and quickly gave us a safety demonstration. Then, with our seat belts fastened, we were off. The ride should only have taken 30 minutes, and it did, but it was 30 minutes of sheer fright. Or Captain Steve, he was either a novice or he was drunk. We sped through that water at a dizzying pace. We cut through huge swells, which often set the boat rocking from side to side, leaving most of us nauseated. But it was a price we were willing to pay. You see, for most of us, Nelson Mandela was our hero. He was brave, he was persistent, and he was willing to fight for equality for all. As the journey continued, I couldn't help but think about him and how he must have felt as he went to Robben Island. Because for him, going to Robben Island would have changed his life forever. What were his thoughts? And how did he feel? Soon, we landed on the island, shocked and shaken, but intact. The land was thirsty as it was parched. It was dry as it was barren. A man came to greet us. He spoke with a very heavy accent. Hello all. My name is Tambo. Welcome to Robben Island. I will be your tour guide. He seemed as if he was 50 years old, but from the lines on his face, it seemed as if it was 50 very difficult years. He was short in stature, but what he lacked in height, he certainly made up for in confidence. He guided us to get on a bus. The bus was a tour bus. Then he took a microphone. Robben Island has a long and dark past. At first, it was used by the Dutch as a colony for lepers. The lepers were sent here to die. Then it was used by the British for political prisoners like Nelson Mandela. In other words, if you were sent to Robben Island, nobody expected you back. Tambo went on to share interesting details about the island. He showed us the stone quarry where Nelson Mandela worked and the graveyard. But as he spoke, I'm sure most of us thought that he knew this island on a much deeper level. Then the tour bus journey came to an end. He invited us to disembark, and we did, and to gather around him to ask whatever questions we had. Shanae from Los Angeles asked the question which was on all our minds. Like, Thambo, I was like listening to you, and you know like so much about the island, like so much, and I was just wondering, like, how do you know like so much about the island? Thambo responded, it is because I was a prisoner here. There was a hushed silence that fell across the group. Then Bindi from New Zealand asked this question. So, Tambo, what was your crime? I was sent to Robben Island because I was accused of killing 2 men during a political riot. We all inhaled. We waited with bated breath for Tambo to defiantly declare his innocence. He would say that he was the victim of an unjust and an oppressive system. We waited. He never did. Then he led us to the prison courtyard. He pointed to a corner. There he said, that is where Nelson Mandela wrote his autobiography, Long Road to Freedom. Then he led us inside the prison building. We passed many prison cells with large iron bars. Then we came to a stop right in front of a prison cell. My heart skipped a beat. Was this it? I asked. Tambo responded, yes. I looked in at the prison cell. The item on my bucket list